Father Peter here. Easter Day, the centerpiece of our religion, the centerpiece of our life. Christ is alive, and let Christians sing. So just a word about this. We are caught up in the mystery of the pandemic right now, but today we claim the mystery of the resurrection as being even greater than the mystery of the pandemic. Christ is alive. He brings us life. He even brings those who have died life. Now let's take a look at the resurrection stories. There's many resurrection stories in the four Gospels, and Paul himself talks about elements of Jesus' resurrection. The one we use on Easter morning is from the Gospel according to John. In the pre-dawn darkness, Mary takes off to go to the tomb. She's worried about the stone. She gets there and the stone is rolled back. She runs back to the upper room where the disciples are hiding. And then Peter and John, the beloved disciple, they take off for the grave too. John gets there first and just looks in, but Peter, the bold one, who gets there second, he charges right in. They see the tomb is empty, and then they take off and go back, right? They do not know that this means that Jesus is resurrected. Mary, great passionate lover of our Lord, she stays there and weeps. There are two angels. They show the two garments that he had been wrapped in. She sees a man. She thinks he is the gardener. She says, sir, if you've taken him, let me know and I will go take care of him. And then he says to her, Mary, and she recognizes him when her voice is spoken. And she says, Rabboni, which means teacher. He then gives her instructions and she runs back. So now let's pause for a moment and think about other resurrection appearances, right? In Luke's gospel, we have the road to Emmaus, where they don't recognize Jesus until the breaking of the bread. And then later at the end of the day, Jesus comes behind a closed door, not a ghost, and eats. And then in John's gospel, we have, of course, where he meets so-called doubting Thomas and says, put your fingers here. In these later episodes, of course, they are behind closed doors, right? And where are we today? We are home behind closed doors. So on this Easter Sunday, my prayer is that Jesus shows up to your house behind your closed doors, that when you break bread together, Jesus is in the midst. He is the Lord of life. Today at 10 a.m., we're going to have a festival Holy Eucharist in honor and service to the resurrection, to claim and to name that Jesus is Lord. I hope you'll join us then. Peace be with you and happy Easter.